Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am building an eco kind of modern apartment. If you're interested in this build, you can download it as a room off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. So basically, if you have never downloaded an apartment off the gallery, what I did was make sure that all of these rooms are only one room. And to do that, I basically would delete a section of a wall and then drag the wall so that it still formed technically a room, but it's not, it doesn't count as a room. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it works. It works, and it's super annoying because, you guys, it's almost been a year since City Living's come out, because, I mean, we're getting close to Pets coming out, and so I will still never be not annoyed that they didn't make a way, like an easy way to upload apartments onto the gallery, especially two-story apartments. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Anyways, still so bitter. But yeah, I don't know how eco or modern this is, honestly. I kind of thought it might be a little bit more so. I was going with these sort of very earth tone and sort of green vibes, but it kind of did morph. But by the time that I thought of the name, and then, which takes me a long time, and then by the time that excuse me, I had to burp a little, so attractive, I know. Whew. Deep breaths. By the time that I made the thumbnail and it said eco mod, I was kind of just like, yeah, let's just call it that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've had a week. I am so tired. Oh, well, basically, I actually had an interview last week for grad school. I didn't mention in my last build because the build came out about when I was going to go do the interview, and I think it went well. You know, I was applying to the same school that rejected me. Well, they waitlisted me. So it was like a soft rejection. It was like a rejection with a promise of maybe something else that never happened. But I think I did better this time, and so we'll see. Hopefully I get it. But anyway, so that was really exhausting, and it meant that I didn't really kind of get a full weekend. And then work this week was interesting. I'm not going to go into it too much because, I don't want to get fired if anyone ever finds this. Anyways, but basically, I just have had to do a lot more work because of the drama of other people. I don't mind too much per se, but I am just tired. You know, I've just been spending a lot more time at work than I usually do, and one of my coworkers was kind of too tired to come to work today, so I was just kind of okay, I can do this. But I kind of did it poorly, but anyways, we're getting into too many details, and what's the point of telling a story without the details? But I'm making a fireplace here. What am I even talking about? What am I even doing? I'm making this cute little fireplace. I got the idea from Sugar Plum Sims. In her Sims with Disabilities video, she basically sized up the City Living fireplace and stuck it in a wall with a window, and it made it look like a built-in fireplace, which I just loved. So I totally stole the idea. I think I asked first. If I didn't, I'm pretty sure I asked, but if I didn't, can I? I already did. But oh, that sounds really bad. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so tired. Yeah, my last couple speed builds, I've been totally energetic and whoa, ready to go, but now I'm just I'm struggling. I kind of just want to curl up and take a nap, but I just have so much stuff to do. I don't know. This has always been the case, but just recently, I have really noticed that I have too many hobbies and not enough time. I want to start crocheting. I crocheted a lot, you know, I do that, but I want to start doing it for Christmas. I have all these people I want to crochet things for, and I'm just good Lord, when am I going to have time to do this? And I've gotten back into playing the piano, and I do the Sims, and it's so hard to put a build out a week. I don't know. In some ways, I feel the past month or so, I've been struggling to keep up with that. And so, yes, but I'm here. I am doing a build next week too. I don't know. I just, real talk, YouTube is hard, guys. Like, it can be really hard to find that sort of constant motivation to like create, especially I think in the month of September when viewership really just drops. And like, it's hard because like I keep trying to tell myself like, oh, you know, it's just like September, everyone's back in school, but it's really hard because like it always feels so, I guess I wouldn't say personal, but it just always feels like, oh, what am I doing wrong now? Like, you know, August was such a successful month for my channel. It was crazy. Like, I got crazy popularity, and then it just kind of like died off, and now I'm just like, oh my god, is my channel dying? And it's not. It's not, but it always feels that way, and it's so frustrating. So if you've never been a YouTube creator, keep that in mind, because it actually is very hard to stay motivated, especially when sometimes when you do get bigger and then you stop, because then it's like you get so used to like, oh my gosh, look, I have like 2 comments every time I open up YouTube, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I get a comment like once every other day, and it's just like different, you know. And I think it can be easy to take those things for granted, you know, and be like, oh, well, I used to get this many and now I'm not, and you kind of forget that each comment is written by somebody, you know. And so yes. Anyways, this hallway thing is super annoying. I forgot what address this is. I guess it's the Alto Apartments, maybe. Is that what it's called? It's in the I think Uptown, is that what it's called? I think so. It's one of those 2 really, really big apartments. And it has like a weird layout, and honestly, I didn't make it any less weird. But what I did do was I did actually take a lot away. I used a lot of empty space, as in it was like, okay, this is no longer part of the apartment. So when you download the room off the gallery, it'll actually be like a bit smaller than the original apartment, because I purposely took away space to make it a little bit more normal / not normal. Also, the fireplaces took up a lot of space, and so I just kind of like ran with that, and I think that made it a little bit easier. It made it a bit more manageable, especially because like in a lot of ways, it's harder to furnish a larger space than it is a smaller space, because you kind of need to break it up a bit. And if you're into clutter like me, it can be tempting to do that with clutter. But if you had too much clutter, then it's just... Oof. But yeah, this ends up being a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And I do like how it turns out. I'm kind of... like, it took me a lot longer than I thought it would. I don't know. Like, I was like, okay, you know, I'm kind of burnt out this week. You know, let's just do like a little build. You know, let's do a room build. So I start doing a room build, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to do like a mermaid-themed bedroom. And I start doing that, and I'm like, oh, this isn't turning out how I want. And I was like, well, why don't we go bigger? Which... why would I think that would help? And I was like, let's do a mermaid apartment. And then, I don't know, it turned into this like eco-modern thing, which isn't even I don't even know. It ran away from me. But yeah, I've just, so tired. YouTube is hard. Listen to me complain more. Here, let's tell more, but I don't have a huge amount to say about this build, just because... I don't know, like, I like it. I think it's cute, but it's not really the style I usually go for. And in a lot of, like, my favorite spot ends up being the office, which is the thumbnail, but like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna tell a story. Last time I said I would tell the sample story, and so I will tell that now. It's not actually my story to tell. This happened to my friend, but so he went to the grocery store and he was talking with the cashier, who happened to be the manager. And so the cashier, before, you know, was like eating like some samples while he was working, which I think is fine. Like, maybe it's not the most sanitary thing to do is to eat while you're at the cash register, but really I feel like it's less sanitary for the person who's eating than for anybody else, because like, you're supposed to wash all the food you get from the supermarket anyways. Like, who knows where that's been, you know? But anyways, this woman like came up to this cashier who's just, you know, working his job, maybe sneaking in a snack, and she just went ballistic at him. Like, she was so upset, like, that he had the audacity, I guess, to like eat on the job. And so she demanded to see the manager. And so the manager, you know, without knowing what's happening at the front, he gets a call to come up to the front. So he's like, okay. So he's walking down the aisles and he passes by one of the other employees who's handing out the samples. So he grabs a sample on the way and he comes up just like munching on food to the customer who is complaining, and she just lost it. Oh my gosh. Craziness. I don't know. I just thought that was so funny. Like, what a little turn of events. But yeah, I had a lot of trouble in that back corner where the bar is, because I wanted to fit in the bar, but I didn't know if I wanted a sitting bar. And I really, really wish that the Cool Kitchen came with a bar. Sims team, why doesn't it? I think in some ways that makes it me get burnt out a bit, is my constant like need/want to make things match. You know, I'm like, oh well, we have, you know, all of these countertops and all these ones come with bars, or some of, you know, one of them doesn't come with its own like cabinets, you know, the one we got from like the outdoor like backyard thing, not backyard but like perfect patio. And then, you know, the Cool Kitchen one doesn't have a bar, and it's just kind of like, Sims team, why? And I feel like a lot of the times they're like, oh well, you know, we met our like cap for how many objects, and I'm just kind of like, well, can you plan better than that? Sounds mean. Anyways, I feel like this is gonna be quite the contrast, the last couple of ones where I'm just like bursting out of my seat with like sugary excitement. And this one I'm just kind of like, I'm tired, let's take a nap. How are you guys doing? How is your week? I would love to hear in the comment section down below. I honestly would. It would make my day if you tell me how your day's doing. Those comments that are like, oh, you know, like I was having a bad day and I listened to your build and it made me feel better. I've gotten a couple of those, and those are always my favorite, honestly. Like, the idea that me just like talking to my computer can make somebody else feel better is like really empowering, and it's honestly probably one of my favorite things about YouTube. That, and I like the compliments. I like it when I build something and people tell me it looks nice. It makes me feel good. But yeah, so vain, I know. Interesting thing, not that interesting, but the fireplace in here is the romantic fireplace. It's one of the like lot traits. It also means that the fire is pink. Also, it's the only fireplace that my sim caught on fire while trying to light. So I honestly don't know how romantic like the burning remains of a sim are, but you know, you do you. I'm not gonna shame anybody. Oh gosh, please don't. Where am I even going? Oh goodness. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of people in this apartment would turn that into the living room. I didn't. I turned it into the bathroom with the fireplace. I mean, I wish I'd put the tub in front of it, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna use the fitness stuff pack bathroom set, and I didn't quite think that through with that there isn't like a singular tub, and then I was like, oh, corner tub with the window, and so it kind of, the idea of having the romantic fireplace be in the bathroom really got lost along the way, but that was the goal, was to have like a bathtub in front of the fireplace, but you know. Anyways, it's gonna be Halloween soon, and I am very excited. I love Halloween. I actually got invited to a Halloween party. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been so long. I think I'm going to be a pumpkin for Halloween. I think I might need to order a pumpkin costume, but I don't know, just something about it. I was a pumpkin once, I think, when I was 2. It was cute, but I think it would just be a fun costume, you know, something easy, something I can wear stuff under, you know, nothing like, only once have I ever tried like to be like risque on Halloween, and I wore a sailor costume, and honestly, that was probably ill-advised. I don't know how enjoyable that was for anybody. I did go to a party that time, but like there was no prospects there. I am now very happily dating my boyfriend of almost 4 years now, which is also another exciting thing about October. But yeah, so I don't need to really do anything to dress risque on Halloween because my boyfriend thinks I look good in anything. So yeah. Oh gosh, the things I say and then put them on the internet, and it's, you know, yeah. Oh, did you hear that? That was my stomach, I think. I think. Who knows at this point. But yeah, so Halloween soon. I put up my decorations. I actually made my own decorations. I made them last year. I made like a Halloween type garland, and so it has like, I'm looking at it, like it has a ghost and a bat and lots of candy corn, and everything has faces. It has a skull. Of course, the skull has a face. Also, a bat and a ghost has a face too. Really, it's just the candy corn that's interesting for having a face. I also have like a gravestone that has a face. Actually, it's 2 gravestones, and it kind of looks like Doug Trio minus a Diglett. Does that make sense? What else do I have? I think that's mostly, I have like this eyeball little dude, and yeah, I like it. I should probably put a couple of pictures up of what I'm talking about, because otherwise it's just like, good lord, what are you even saying? But I hung it up and I listened to a Halloween playlist on YouTube of just like the cheesiest stuff, and it was fun times. I also got a skirt that, maybe I should just wear the skirt to the party, but that's not a costume. I don't even know if it's a costume party. Oh, I better check that first, because if it's not, I'm gonna wear this really cute skirt I have that has like pumpkins and like really fat black cats on it, like just really chubby little things, and it's great. Oh, gotta love fat cats. But yeah, here's the office. I really do like how it turns out. I think the office is like the most sort of eco mod, whatever that means. I don't even know, but of the entire apartment, and this is the feel I was going for. I don't know how well everything flows, especially when we get to the living room, which like took like a left turn into yellow, so I don't know what happened there. I like how it turned out. I don't know how well it flows with everything else, but I have been doing more yoga lately. I have a fun little story to tell. I actually have a couple with the yoga. It's a different studio than the one I was talking about last time. Because I just moved to Seattle, and I was trying to figure out what studio I wanted to like kind of go to for a bit. You know, I feel like October is going to be the yoga month, because my therapist is actually on maternity leave. So I'm kind of like, well, if you're not going to be doing that once a week, why don't you do something else? And so that's what I'm doing. It's going to be yoga month. But so yeah, yoga. The yoga studio that's closest to my house, I like it. It's cute. I think it's, you know, got some good teachers, but I have never seen anybody who is like not at least 10 years older than me. Honestly, I think 10 to 20 years minimum. Like, everyone there is really old, and like that's not a bad thing, but it is a little bit funny. Like, and so the first class I went to on a Saturday, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, I'm definitely the youngest person here. I went on a Thursday, and I was like, oh my god, I am the youngest person here by a lot. Like, we got little old ladies, like I'm talking like pure Snow White hair. You know, they've got the like the, you know, the really short sort of cropped haircut that's pretty popular with the old ladies, and they're like really like short, and I don't know, they're doing handstands. And like I told this to my boss because I was just chatting with her, and she's like, oh, you young people, you think everyone's old. And I'm like, you know, I'm pretty sure I can tell the difference between like a 40-year-old, a 60-year-old, and an 80-year-old, and these guys were closer to the 80-year-old. Maybe 70, I don't know, but like, I don't know, something about it is kind of fun. Like, and you know, it's still like hard yoga to do, at least in my opinion. I'm pretty out of practice, so maybe once I get more in practice, I don't know. I'm gonna ask my friend, the one I went to for the original yoga thing, and she's like super athletic, so we'll see. But I actually called, like, when I went to the yoga, the instructor, afterwards, she forgot to, like, before she forgot to ask me if I have any counterindications, you know, like if I have any injuries or any health problems. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you before class because you look so young and athletic. And I was just like, I mean, I understand the young thing because honestly, like, everyone here is super old, but I do not know what you're talking about when you say athletic, because I don't think I've ever been called athletic looking in my entire life, but I'm okay with it. But yeah, I was like really like, oh, thanks. But yeah, so I've been having fun there. The only other thing is though, like when I went, we were doing the Sphinx pose. Do you know, like the Sphinx, you know, it's kind of like lying down, and it's got like the hands on the ground in front of it, and it's like leaning up. Yeah, I was doing that, and the instructor was like, Now imagine you have eyes on your breastbones or like your clavicles. And those eyes are staring towards the classroom, your breastbone eyes. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you actually talking about? Like, she literally said the phrase breastbone eyes. And I'm just like, why? Why couldn't you have just said, like, point your chest towards the classroom? Or, I don't know, but just like eyes in your breastbones, I just... I'm surprised I didn't giggle. This teacher also, like, kept saying, let the pose do you, which I can, like, kind of get, you know, like, you don't do the pose does you, but, like, she kept being like, let the pose do you. And then she'd, like, pause kind of awkwardly, and then she'd keep talking, and I'm just kind of... I'm like, are you getting the, like, double entendre of your words, and are you, like, awkwardly, like, keep saying it? Or, like, are you just, like, I don't even know. It was fun. It was weird. But that's what I've been up to. Here's the really yellow living room. I don't even know why I'm trying anymore. Oh, you guys. Very tired. Very, very tired. Whew. Maybe it's because, you know, I did run out of my vitamin D3, I think. So maybe that's why. I also haven't been getting good sleep. All of a sudden, my body was just like, you know, who needs sleep anymore? And like, I sleep, once I get to sleep, usually, I sleep like a rock. Like, it's a little scary. Like, my boyfriend will, like, you know, we sleep in the same bed, obviously, because we live in the same apartment. That'd be so weird if we didn't, if we lived in the same apartment and didn't, but anyway. So, like, he'll come to bed, and he's, like, tripped and fallen on the bed, and I've just, like, slept through it. He once was, like, trying to adjust, and he, like, apparently, I wasn't conscious for this, apparently, or maybe he knocked me unconscious, but he accidentally, like, punched me in the face with his hand because I think he had it, like, curled around the sheets, and he, like, flailed a little, and he just, like, decked me on the nose, and I didn't notice. I didn't wake up. And then, like, the next morning, he, like, apologized to me. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Last night I punched you in the face. And I was like, oh, you know, my nose is a little bit sore. It's just like, oh my gosh, like, what even is this? So when I don't sleep, I'm just like, it's bad. Like, I have to get up real early for my work because I have to be there by 7:30, and it's a half-hour bus, and it takes me about an hour to, like, you know, get ready and stuff. So I'm waking up at like 6 every day, and it's intense. So really the main issue originally was that I wasn't going to bed early enough, but now the issue is that no matter when I go to bed, I'm just like, I don't think I can fall asleep. And it's really frustrating. Like, I guess I can't quiet my mind enough, so I've gotten a supply of melatonin, and I've been taking that. So, not a huge dose. Like, I think sometimes, like, I think from what I've heard, like, doctors aren't, like, 100% certain how safe melatonin actually is. Like, apparently there haven't been very long-term studies done, and so I think there is some concern that, like, very, like, nightly melatonin intake, especially if you're taking some of those larger doses, like 10 milligrams, can be harmful. But, like, once my doctor asked, you know, I was like, oh, I see you're taking melatonin, how much are you taking every night? And I was like, oh, 1 milligram. Is that a lot? And she's like, oh, no, you're good. I was like, yay. That was a fascinating story. Oh my gosh. But we are now getting in towards the end of this build. There is a gym also in this that I didn't really show just because it was pretty basic. You know, nothing too interesting. It should be in, I haven't made the intro yet, so it's probably not in the intro, but it should be in the outro, you know, in the panoramic shots. But yeah. Oh, definitely talk to me in the comments. Makes me happy. If you want to. I feel like I get worried that people are gonna think I'm really demanding because I am saying demanding things, but I don't, you know, if you do you, but it would make me happy, I guess. Oh, now I just sound like I'm like who knows what I sound like anymore. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this build, even if I'm not like 100% today. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a really great day. I hope you had like a less intense week than me, honestly. But yeah, I will see you guys all next time.